When it's exactly 12 o'clock that night, welcoming in the new year, New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose. Out of 1,000 invitations you receive, oh, but in case I stand a little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve.
Welcome to Gino's Spot! Ding!
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Want a drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot!
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's Shot!
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot!
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot!
Good morning, good evening, everybody. It was very good to have you all online tonight. Yeah, my name is Walter Billenkumpf. I am here, of course, for Gino, who is not a, he's away, I know it's not away tonight, but it's here somewhere. We'll have to find him. I will be taking over the show just for the beginning a little bit, because, wow, it is wonderful. Fritsch und Leeds are here. I hope you all have a drink. Put some things in the comments. That would be wonderful. Hello, sir. It is nice to see Winnie Dumpkins Dumpson. Good, yeah. And Leanne Schley, Milton Hall, all the way from Baufoot to Fort Baufoot. It's all they're all called Fort Baufoot because they don't wear shoes. So they're all Baufoot. Yeah, that is super indeed to have you online as well. Hello to everybody out there in the farming communities. It's good. I hope you have a drink as well. I'm sure you do, because you're that kind of lady. Yeah. And also, ich denke, Futsch and Leeds, very nice. And also Spa. I hope you will see this introduction to the show tonight. Alan Stapleton and Rosie, they were doing a very wonderful introduction. But Spa was supporting the show very much now as well as our internet service provider, this one, Amubia, because it is so movie to have you all with us here today. So we are looking forward to having a nice show today. We have Ulagh Williams. Ulagh Williams. Of course, she is a very interesting lady, and a full show. It's an awesome show tonight. I am a bit of a what you call the animals. I love the animals. I am what you call a talk to animals, a whisperer. Eh? I am a whisperer. I talk to animals because they don't understand a word I say, but it's fine, because the relationship's always been difficult for me. My girlfriend and I, we always used to argue over the duvet, I like to sleep all stretched out, and she likes to sleep with a fitness trainer called Chris. Yeah, but it's fine, seeing the leaves change in autumn always reminds me of my brother, because he also fell out of a tree once. Have a drink, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you have topped up your drinks. We have also tonight, Darren Fuller is back with the watching as well, which is going to be wonderful. We can't wait for that. That is going to be fun times with watching. And we're also, last night I was preparing for the show. Oh, it was a hell of a party last night. We was having a party. Everybody was drinking and was so social. Then I went outside and there was a horse and it asked me if I was planning on driving home. And now that I think of it, there was a policeman on top. Maybe, I don't know. Of course, my great grandfather, he was died of natural causes. He was shot in the head. And I think I can stop all these funny talks now because we are ready to go with Gino's spot indeed. And let's put a song. Let's get the old Rolling Stones. I will sing some of the comments and sing some of the song for you. Hit the song, ladies. There we go. Nice. I like this one. There you go. Here we go. I met a gentle ballroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. The lady, she just covered me in roses. She just can't seem to drink it out my mind. Here we go. That's the one. I'm a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Met a divorcee in New York City. She had to put up some kind of a fight. The lady, she just covered me in roses and my beloved. And I just can't lose it. Then she blew my mind. There we go. She's a home. Where's your cowbell? Wendy, Tompkin, Thompson. Oh, and Carol Jacobs there at Arena Riverside Resort. Hey. That's right. Everybody is online ready for the show. We'll have a nice one tonight. Oh, TwoTone Music is there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Carol Jacobs, it's Carol Jacobs. The Karen from the Arena in East London. She's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Tracy Thorne, oh, it's nice to have you on board as well. Hello from a cold UK. Fantastic, Tracy. You better stay till the end so you can win the competition because it's always an 80s tune there. Tracy's over in the UK. Lovely to have the UK bunch over there. And we can send your prize over there too. Isn't that cool? Because Fitch and Leeds is right over there too, so we can get you. And if you win the compo, you can win the prize. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Applewhite, hello. Guten Tag. How are you, Jeff? Do you like my outfit, huh? That's so nice. That is good. All right, so we've got quite a packed show tonight. We've got Darren Fuller back on What You're Watching, which is going to be checking out what you should be looking at for the move on the movie. So let's have a look at Darren Fuller with What You're Watching. Bring it on. Darren!
Hello!
Hello! Lovely to have you on again, you know. Very
Hallo,
nice
guten
indeed.
Tag. Wie geht's?
Have you got your drinken? Just a little drinken. Trinken
Nein, ich habe
is
nicht.
German. Oh, habe nicht? Wow, das ist
Nein.
nicht gut.
Ich nicht, yeah. Ich weiß was.
Our German
I
is
studied a
so
bit of
good.
German.
Did you?
I know.
I
I didn't
studied
have
nothing.
time. I didn't have time, but I've got this to show what I'm going to talk about tonight.
What is this? Ah, look at that thing. What is a Father Christmas? Ah, what happened to his nose? Oh no, it's in the store.
Oh, no shame. He's got a nose. It's just a little bit. The light isn't working for his nose. There it is.
What's that song? What is that song?
Right.
I'm sexy and I know
It's very
I'm
Christmassy.
sexy and I know it. Oh dear. I think Derry's gone. Have we lost Derry? Oh my goodness. I hope we've got somebody. Are we back? We got Derry. We lost Derry for a bit. I don't know where she's gone to. Oh no. There we go. Okay, we look at it. It was so good. That song was so good. That was going at a rate of knots. Oh yeah. Put it in the comments. What was the song? Put it in the comments.
I was just trying to make myself more appealing by disappearing.
Oh right. Oh nice. Okay, no, that's fine. You look much better now that you come back.
Thank you.
All right, Derry. Oh, tell us what we need to know. Tell us what we need to know. Let's have a listen.
All right, I shall do. Okay, so obviously from my friend over here, I'm going to talk about Christmas tonight, and because Christmas is obviously it's my favorite. I love Christmas so much. I already started buying gifts, and I found a TIE fighter pilot for me. So go out and watch Star Wars, but that's not what I'm talking about. So okay, so I just got a collection of 1 or 2 films that you can watch on Netflix that is Christmassy, and then just some of the classics that you should be watching. So on Netflix, there are 3 Netflix classics. A Cinderella Story Christmas Wish. I thought it was going to be really bad, like C-grade Christmas, but it was actually really cute. This girl, it's obviously Cinderella-ish, lives with her stepmother, stepsisters, treated terribly, but she wants to be a singer. And then she meets this really rich guy who's pretending to be a Santa, and he likes her, and it's just very cute. I would advise watching it. The Night Before Christmas. Look, I know it's a little bit old. I mean, it is from last year, but in case you haven't watched it, this was also a movie that I thought, I started it and I was like, ooh, this is a little bit, it's a bit much. It's a bit corny. But by the end of it, I thought it was so endearing. It was so cute. Vanessa Hudgens, obviously, the new rom-com Christmas queen, and some pretty good-looking English guy who was the knight. So definitely watch that one if you haven't. And then Holiday in the Wild is also, I was one of the only people that didn't watch Sex and the City, but it's one of the actresses from Sex and the City, and Rob Lowe. And I mean, I know he's got a bit of a Dodge wreck from way back in the day, but I just love Rob Lowe. So Holiday in the Wild is very cute. A woman goes on her anniversary without her husband because he left her. But she goes to this really fancy resort and she meets Rob Lowe. So, and elephants. So how can that be bad? Okay, and then classics for Christmas. The Holiday is, I love The Holiday. It's just such a lovely film. Kate Winslet, hot guys. Jack Black in a romantic role. So it's just always a classic for the holidays. The Holiday. And Just Friends is a movie with Ryan Reynolds, where he had a crush on his best friend in high school, and then he admitted it. And obviously, you know, in all movies, all jocks are bullies. So he gets bullied out of town, but then he comes back and he's all famous and good looking. And then he goes back to his hometown. It's very cute, very Christmassy. It's a very cute rom-com, and Ryan Reynolds is good in everything. While You Were Sleeping, it's an old one, but it's adorable. It's one of my favorites. It's Sandra Bullock, or you've probably seen it. If you haven't, you have to watch it now. Sandra Bullock, Bill Pullman. It's just so adorable. She works at a train station and she falls in love with this guy from afar. And then she's working Christmas and he's working Christmas, and he gets attacked and he falls onto the railroads, and then she saves him. And somehow through random happenstance, the family thinks that she is his fiance while he's in a coma over Christmas, which is just lovely. And Bill Pullman's the good-looking brother. Okay, and then also The Shop Around the Corner is quite an old film, but You've Got Mail is the modern-day version of The Shop Around the Corner. So either one, Shop Around the Corner is the original. It's in black and white. It's about two employees that work for the same store, but they don't actually realize that they're pen pals and they love each other. It's very cute. And then You've Got Mail is obviously a little bit digitized because you've got mail, like tick. So they chat to each other on email and they don't know that they're actually enemies. That is just lovely. I mean, it's Meg Ryan and it's Tom Hanks. You know, you can't get cuter. And then to finish up, my absolute favorite Christmas film, Nightmare Before Christmas. You always watch this on Christmas Eve because while it is Halloween, it is actually a Christmas film. Oh, and then also Die Hard. Technically, people say it's a Christmas film. I don't know about that, but Alan Rickman, how can you not watch it? So that's me for my Christmas show.
Oh man, I always notice there are lots of guys, like lots of good-looking guys in your films. Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind there being one or two good-looking characters in a film.
Rob Lowe, he was like the 80s heartthrob, wasn't he?
Whoa, Rob Lowe is even better now, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, turned that down. But in Parks and Rec, I mean, he was so lovely, and his character was just so bizarre. I really have a thing for Rob Lowe, I must say.
Actually, I see Francois Theron Milan. Have you heard his album? He's got a new album out.
I have, of course, yes. Obviously, I know it's all over Facebook. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to come and see, but
yes.
I'm
it's all things going towards Sinetemba Children's Home as well. So all profits are going there. And there's a song on it actually. There's one specific song that actually really, really rocks out above the others, I thought. You know, I don't know. I can't remember who was singing on. Who was singing on it? It was Francois and maybe it was another guy, a comedian guy. I think.
I like that.
PE. Yeah,
I like that.
He was doing it.
Is like PE's answer to Michael Bublé. I like that.
Yeah,
yes.
But there was
/ Mariah Carey.
The song with myself and Francois, though, you know, I've got to say that that particular song on the album is probably the reason why it's selling so many albums already.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, is your face on the cover? Because then it's just going to...
Well, they didn't want to do that yet because if they did it, then there'd be a lot of albums. I'm sure Francois would save that for a later date so that he can give it another boost when it goes. I'm sure he's going to come around and try and take some photos.
Fame can be quite shocking all at once. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. So you got to be careful.
I understand.
All right. Enough cockpride. Thank you, Jenny. Ciao. Fantastic. All right. So don't forget for Francois' album, a fantastic Christmas album. Nice to put in the background instead of Boney M because you're sick of Boney M by now. You're now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get our guest online, indeed, and it is a local P.E. Dorian of music. She's an incredible pianist. She's an incredible vocalist, and she produces. She's heading up the choir, the NMU choir at the moment, and that is Ulagh Williams. Please, let's have.
Stand in the corner, check out the weather, it is Friday night. Get your kicks on, get your cool on. Everybody, let's go turn the tide. Dim the lights, grab a moment in time. See the signs, breathe it in and try. It's time to get
so smooth and. I love it. Ulagh Williams, welcome online to Gino's Spot.
Hello, hi. Guten
Hello.
Abend, guten Abend. I like your
guten Abend.
I like your lederhosen.
Ja, das ist gut. Huh? Look, that's it. We can have it with a short pants too. Very nice. I thought I'd go a little bit cultural for you because especially that smooth jazz, man, that was like a Michael Franksy kind of vibe. Absolutely beautiful. Man.
Thank you.
Gee whiz.
Thanks.
And I like the little backbeat. Who was playing drums on that?
Bevan Mashaka is a drummer
Bevan.
that's been working with us for a few years. Yes.
Lovely. I see Mariana Lawrence is online saying hello. So good to see you.
Hi, Tani Mariana. How are you?
Ah, sy Tannie. Jy seker ons mos 'n Afrikaanse meisie, is dit nie?
Ja, inderdaad.
Inderdaad. Nee. Waar was jy nou al gebore?
Born in Uitenhage, and
Yes.
then when
In The
I
Hague.
was in The Hague, yes, absolutely, and then
Excellent.
moved to PE when I was in primary school, and I've been part of the
Okay.
furniture ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I mean, I know that the Uitenhage has a reputation for bringing out some of the best musos in the country, and I don't know why. It's such a small place, yet there've been so many musos coming out of there.
Loads and loads. I mean, yeah, really, there has been, and across different genres also. It's a busy little place for a small place.
It is. It is absolutely. I mean, I even in our own band, Sandy, Robbie, Wayne Callis, Mike McCauley, Donovan Hutton,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
They're all old
All-
Hagers, old
All from The
Muir boys.
Hague. Yes.
Hello, Denzel. Denzel Naidu's here as well. He's fresh from Spa. Denzel, nice to have you online too. I like the mask. And so Uitenhage. So you started out there, and then you moved here in primary school.
Yes.
Into PE.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
And did you get involved in music early?
I don't think there ever was a time when I wasn't.
Really?
I
Wow.
started pretty young, yes, and then
Okay.
did music all the way through school, and then studied it after school as well. So yeah, I've kind of always been in it. Yeah.
And the piano, is that did you do piano when you were younger as well?
Yes, that was actually what I
Okay.
studied. The singing thing
Okay,
kind of
okay.
came later in years later when I had to start gigging, and yeah, it's kind of pay another person to sing or just sing also.
Make a bit
So-
of money, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Do them
Don't you find
both.
that? I mean, when I started playing, my instrument was first, obviously, as well. But I don't know if you find so. You started playing. Did you do the whole plonka plonka plonk piano, ding 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 ding? Started out-
Absolutely. Started out as a classical pianist, full on classical piano degree, and
Wow,
then
geez, like-
slipped over to the dark side in my
Yes.
postgrad years, and
Jazz.
I've been there ever since. Yeah.
Hello, Gillian. I see you there as well. But yeah, so there's Juffrou Goosen. Dis my kunstonderwyser jare gelede.
Oh,
Yes, so
ja.
nee.
Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah, she knows you, Francois. Yes.
Ah,
Would
nee.
love to do
Ja,
that.
sy-
Ja.
Oh, is jou ma gewees?
Ja, nee, ek is daarom nie so
Ah.
oud nie. Ja.
O, okay, nou ek sê ek dink jy weet jy. Miskien vir
I'm
ons
not-
wel 'n bietjie jonk
I wasn't
gewees.
Francois' teacher. No.
Well, not for that anyway.
So-
Oh no. But that's so yeah. It was start with the instrument and then head into singing. Did you realize?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually started doing harmonies and stuff first. I didn't want to be out front. Did you also have a bit of a fear of being out front there?
Yes, I still do.
Really?
And technically I always say I'm still not really out front because I'm behind the piano or behind the keyboards. Don't
You
ask
need
me
to step out. Yes.
No, don't ask me to stand up in front and do it. I can sit and play and sing but yeah, I think it's always just come naturally to do both at the same time. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because that can be quite hectic. I mean, I've tried to play bass and sing. I've tried to play guitar and sing. I can every now and again, but it's like your independence, and you'd think I'd be good at it because of
Yeah.
the drums, but yeah, singing and that's another story.
But you sing and play the drums at the same time, and I'm thinking
I can do that.
That's a lot harder, though. It's a lot harder.
I don't know.
I think so. I think so.
You work with different parts of your head, isn't it right? I mean, this
Yeah.
part's playing drums, and then this part's singing. That's okay.
Yeah, well,
but-
it's no, I suppose, you know, different strokes for different folks, but I suppose things that
Yeah.
that you know that I find natural or sort of second nature, other people always know. How
Okay.
do you play and sing at the same time?
Yeah.
It's chewing
know.
gum and walking at the same time. So
Yes.
just with you,
What's
like,
the
yeah,
thing where you go like this? You
yeah,
go like
yeah.
this.
That's it.
Oh, so
That's-
Jeff Appelhuis is jou ma se buurman. As jy in
Yay!
Kerkstraat.
Yeah.
Mooi man.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, Jeff has got a B&B just up the road here. What's the Garden View? Hey, Garden View Guest House. Lovely place. And he has some wine tastings there as well. I don't know if you've been to maybe your mother's been
haven't.
across to have some wine tastings.
Perhaps, but I haven't yet.
Oh man. Okay, so we're getting through school. Where did you go to school in PE then?
I was at Pearson. I was
Oh,
at
Pearson,
Pearson. Yes. And then after that, like I said, I started studying at the erstwhile, way
UPE.
back when it was still the UPE. Yes.
PE, I'll say.
Yes, that's the one. And and then after studying a little bit of teaching here and there, and then took the gap and went to the Middle East for a couple of years to go and work there as a performing artist.
Yes.
And And then
tell us about the Middle East trip, because I mean a lot of people have had work over there. I know Donovan and Lani are over there at the moment.
yes,
Um,
yes, they are. They're in Abu Dhabi, which is where I stayed mostly
Okay.
as well. Absolute, by far a better city than Dubai. Really nice and lovely
really?
place. I love it. Yeah, I still miss
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So doing pretty much what Donovan and Lani are doing at the moment, where you're the sort of resident entertainer at various 5-star resorts and hotels, and that's pretty hard work. It's 6 or 7 days a week, and I know they can, for example, relate these Fridays, which is sort of the weekend day over that side of the world, used to be insane. You'd play like 10 sets of music in one day and work like a slave. So it's pretty hectic. Yeah, but the beauty of that sort of gig is that you have a massive repertoire when you come back, and you've got such gigging stamina that any gig that anyone throws at you this side is like,
easy peasy.
it's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, because you definitely do get gigging fit, eh?
You do. And it's actually scary how quickly you lose it, because, and I'm sure a lot of musos can relate that during this lockdown period, if you're used to performing all the time, or at least teaching or playing or working or whatever in studio, and then suddenly for a few months, you just don't do it at all. It's amazing how quickly you get rusty. So and stuff that usually just kind of pours out and through the fingers and out, suddenly you have to okay.
You have to relook at it, eh? You have to redo it.
Yeah.
Well, you get going again, and I think there's a nice little photo of your early gigs there.
Very old pic. Yes, I think this was around 2000. Yeah, I think about 2000. And this was taken. This was a gig at the Mama Rosa's restaurant when it moved for a short period of time. It was down at the harbour, overlooking the harbour at Rail Centre. And we used to have these sort of Saturday jazz nights over there.
Yes, that's Fernando there playing drums.
That's Nandetto in the back there, indeed, on the drums.
Fernando Angeleri, part of the Epi and the Boys, of course.
Yes.
And is that Patrick Pasha at the back there? Jazz Pioneers?
On the sax. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's him. And then that's Voter on the bass. He also used to be a bassist around town. Yes.
Oh, so Spammer.
That's correct. Yes, yeah. So I actually started out, absolutely, yeah. I actually started out my sort of gigging around the PE scene, restaurants and venues and so on with the Angeleri boys.
Yes, of course, my bassist as well.
Yes, so we go way back, way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's Linda van der Westhuizen all the way from Queenstown. Hello, Linda. Lovely to see you. They say thanks for the play. It's a pleasure, Jeff. You can have a play. COVID has put paid to the wine tastings for them. Your mother's going to be sad for now then, Eula. No wine for her for now.
Nothing for now.
No. Oh, no. And Linda and Georgia in Queenstown watch every now and again. It's lovely to have you on, Linda and George. But so the Angeleri brothers were originally for me as well. One of the first guys to come to me and say, when they came into PE about 1991, 92, I think, they got hold of me at the music shop and they said, Gino, come and play with me. We are 6 brothers. We need the another brother. Come, pull in.
Yeah.
And I think Nikki Clutie was singing for them.
She was a vocalist for them, and after she left the band, then I joined them at one stage, and this was around 2000, roundabout then, to 1999, 2000, and I was initially just playing keys. I think we actually did a few gigs where it was myself on keys and Nikki was singing, and I was just petrified, and I was just But the guys made it really easy for me, and of course of course their mom's cooking always helped a lot.
Yes, of course.
Yes, Mama Rosa's cannoli is the best ever.
It's the best. But funny you say that now, because I remember that playing with a band that was so good. You know, the guys were already skilled musos, and they were playing this Latin American stuff, which was a different thing for me as well. I don't know if it was for you. But I'd never played really, new Latin stuff, and the way that you play it. They're very much. They don't read music. They just play out from their hearts.
They just play.
So they had the feel going, and for me that was great because for the percussion stuff, it was great fun to do that sort of stuff. And so I really got into that whole Latin thing. But they were so encouraging. Like you're saying, you never feel like you go into the first rehearsal, and by the end of the first rehearsal, you're completely relaxed.
Your family already,
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think you need that as a muso. I think musos are a little bit like comedians. You need to have that encouragement to get better.
Absolutely, and I think. Yes, I do think so. And I think it's for somebody also like myself who's run a production company for about 10 years, 12 years now, actually.
Yes.
It's so important that young musicians who are starting out get to share a stage with people who are more experienced than themselves.
Yes.
And that the people who are more experienced are welcoming and open to bring those people on, because everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yes.
And it's so great because, people in general, and this is what I find about PE. This is why people have often asked, why haven't you moved to Cape Town or to Joburg, etc., etc. And I've worked, and I still do work back and forth between for different events, etc. But I just always found that PE's the vibe amongst musicians and amongst creatives in general is just a much more welcoming. It's not a cutthroat Shark Tank kind of thing. People are generally supportive of each other's art, and they like to collaborate, and they don't like to just sit on their little island and keep everything to themselves. They like to share, they like to mentor, and that's really what it's all about. Because I remember what it's like to start out. You don't know what's going on, and if you're not lucky enough to have somebody who actually takes you in and say to you, it's going to be fine, actually just enjoy yourself, and you've got a safety net, that's super important.
We can keep it together for you if you miss a chord.
Absolutely.
Or you forget
and then
your
it's
words,
totally
like
fine.
Leilani.
Fernando. Hi, Leilani. Hello.
And Fernando, yes. Leilani, lekker Gino and Ulagh. Leilani's absolute nutcase on stage. I've loved playing with her many times. And she doesn't like to do so much of the lyrics, but she gets the feel in there. She's got
She
the
gets
whole
the
feel going
vibe.
on.
There's a,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
some of B's absolute best vocalists, and I'm not naming any names, I refuse, but some of the best entertainers and vocalists in this town have never sung the same lyric twice in a gig, ever.
Yes.
Um,
You're right.
And I'm talking about all genres, all sort
Yes.
of musical communities.
No, I'm
Yeah.
guilty as charged. Totally guilty as charged. Oh man! Oh, there's a nice one. The ABBA show. You were in the ABBA show that we did as well.
Yes. Gosh, we were all super young and really skinny there. So this was, I
Look at
think
that.
this is 2008's version of the ABBA show, and this was
Yes.
just when I got back from Japan, and then moved back to PE, and that was a really fun show. Except standing and playing keyboards in those boots. Oh man, I can still feel the pain. This was backstage. I think this was at the Guild Theatre in East London,
Wow.
and Tara in the bottom corner there, Darth Vader with a mask on there. Tara wasn't well, so
Oh, my word.
the nebulizer thing was always sort
The
of backstage.
nebulizer.
There, I remember that. Yes,
Oh my
it's
soul!
it's crazy the stuff you remember about these
I
shows.
know.
but yeah.
The shows and there's always so much going on, you know. And I
Yeah.
was we were chatting this afternoon, just getting the sound checks done, and it was I was saying it's so nice to talk to somebody who's gigged as much as you as well, so that you understand the gigging muso and how much hassles they have to put up with. You know?
Yeah, and you'd think that doing it for a really long time it gets better, but it actually doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it really doesn't. And when you think you've seen it all or buggered it all up as much as you can, you find another way for it to.
Yeah. It's so true. And so you went to Middle East, then you played a whole lot of gigs there. Doing hotels, you said, eh?
Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
And I mean, how is it over to actually play there? You said you enjoyed Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
But I mean, surely it's all about work there, I would imagine.
Yes. Well, I used to always say you live on the flip side of life because you work nights. So it's and sometimes sort of on a Thursday night, which is the big party night out that side. You'd sort of start at 9:30 and finish at 2:30 the next morning. So you used to kind of sleep in and that sort of thing. But there was a lot of time for reading and doing all kinds of stuff. The things that you do when you're single and don't have a kid, and you suddenly have a kid and you wonder all those years when I had all that time on my hands.
What was I doing?
What did I do? I could have cured every disease in the world. I could have written 20 books. What the hell did I do with all my time?
Exactly. So much time, and then you think like, what the hell did I do with it?
Exactly.
Oluswe, is that I don't know Oluswe Zazini. I presume that's somebody that's played with you.
No,
Or is
I
it just-
don't, but I recognize
Oh,
the
you don't?
name though. So possibly a Facebook friend or somebody who
okay.
follows
Oluswe,
our
nice
page.
to have you.
Yeah, hi.
Nice to have you aboard as well. And because that whole, I just think of it as just desert or working. You know what I mean? It's like this is desert and that's it.
Well, this is the crazy thing, because it is just desert, and then there's sort of this space age, incredible city in the middle of it.
Yes.
And we used to often on your day off, you'd take the bus from Abu Dhabi into Dubai just for a change of scenery, and it would kind of be this sort of just cupping nicely through the desert and sort of just seeing nothing, and then all of a sudden there it is again.
Bang.
Bang, there it is. Yes. But it was great. It was a great learning opportunity, and I think what's so nice about doing that is that everybody else there are also aliens. They're also foreigners, far away from home. So you form really close bonds with people, and they become your family. So that was really great. Yeah.
And then you so you had then you said you also went into Japan at that time as well. But this is now we're talking about the late 90s. Is that right?
No. So I first started, Middle East was between 2003 and 2007. And then up until the end of 2008 was Japan.
Okay, that's Japan. Was that
yes.
around about the time when you met Charles Leslie? Because
No,
Charles
you know
would've-
what?
I'm here to
know.
keep you honest.
Yeah, I've known Charles since 1994. 94 is when we met, and
Oh, my word.
yes,
When we were
yes.
both 5.
When we
whatever.
were 5. I know we were 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that
Yeah.
Charles my age. Have you got any dirt on Eula,
Why?
Charles?
Oh, listen. She is sitting now nipping like few because I have all the dirt. But yeah, all you do really need to know is this is a direct quote from Eula. She was born on the original Soweto Day. Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Okay. She was prem, significantly prem.
Oh yes,
and
that's what
as
your mom and dad
phrases
say.
it-
Yes.
And as she phrases it, can you imagine how fabulous I would have been if I had stayed in for the extra time?
Okay.
To be
I
fair,
must have
fabulous.
said that about 20 years ago, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I used to say stuff like that. Like, you can't buy this kind of fabulosity.
Uh-huh. So fabulous, fabulosity, and so on are keywords for our friendship. Yeah, we kind of met one another as fans of Martin Bester.
Yes. Yes.
There's no other way to put it. The
Weekly,
fabulous Captain
yeah.
Matty, as he was
Captain
phrased.
Matty. Oh, yes. And those were the
Yeah.
gigs at
So
Old Tappers.
Old tappers.
We used to head up the fashion police.
Yeah.
And we fantasized about walking into venues and doing the whole, and I'm going to do as much justice as I can to this, with the hand grenade, where you pull out the pin, throw the hand grenade, and then block your ears and wait to see what happens.
Wow, I've forgotten about all that.
Man,
Wow.
the bitchiness that comes out of this lady.
Ooh, that was a long time ago. I've forgotten that.
Then also Mr. Mayer, who is better known to his wife and children as Dion Bowden. And the years kind of rolled on. But one thing that is relevant is Eula will tell you she specializes in medical emergencies of the unusual and rare variety at moments that no one could really foresee, including but not limited to a peanut shell allergy we discovered at your 21st.
That's correct. Yes, it was a lovely evening up until that point.
But
shit.
true to form, Eula went to the emergency room, came back, and we carried on partying because, that's the kind of people we were in those days.
Yeah. Back then you could
we have a
bounce
few
back.
memories. And we will leave that for your own biography, where you can decide whose names are being changed to protect the not so innocent. But fast forward to my role as big brother being interrupted by this guy called Gareth Williams, whatever.
Oh God,
Um,
that irritating.
but I was really nice about it. I also made your wedding cake.
Yes, you did. You did indeed. Yes.
100. Yeah, 100 painted, white chocolate painted twill
Lavender.
cases with lavender,
Lavender.
and white chocolate mousse.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's good,
The
eh?
fight I had with the guy who owned the venue, I made him clean his walk-in fridge because when he opened it, I smelled garlic. And I was like, I am
Oh.
not putting 100 lavender and white chocolate mousses into a
With
walk-in
garlic.
fridge that smells of garlic. Because by the time you need these 100 chocolate mousses, they will smell
shall
like
be-
garlic.
They shall be most unpleasant.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, Viv wants to know, and Wendy wants to know why you're always in your car, Charles. Do you live in your car, Charles?
because Shady has.
I'm saying
yeah,
nothing.
I'm currently borrowing my folks' car, and bless them,
Oh.
they have bought what all my friends call a drug dealer car, because it's a silver Polo Vivo with tinted windows.
Oh, there you go.
I have been stopped many times, but I'm always, hopeful.
And of course, you don't look suspicious at all sitting in it
No.
right now, talking to nobody in the middle of the street.
Yes.
Yeah, that being said, I have interrupted this for long enough, and we are currently holding up an entire music trivia at the Keg
right.
and Frog in Sunridge, so that I
right.
can just pop in and say hi. Don't
Marvelous.
see you enough anymore, but
I
love you long
know.
time
Yeah,
and only
same.
forever.
And only
There's Charles
forever.
on the move. It's there. Yeah, I want to know if you're going for Movember there as well. Is that also a Movember
Yeah.
happening there?
Dude, I have the most shameful facial hair in the history of facial hair, and we can talk about that on Saturday.
Saturday,
It's
because
just
you're
a
going to be
waste
on
of
Saturday,
time.
hey?
Oh,
I'll
cool.
book Charles for Saturday's show. We're going to have him on.
To quote one of your previous guests, upon seeing me, Jill Stewart, seeing me unshaven, her precise words were, on Martin, it looks quite rakish. Charles, on you, it just looks dirty.
Charles, thank you, you dirty old man. Cheers. Thank you.
Ah!
Oh, you're not old. That's a Monty Python skit. Oh, I'm not old.
I'm not old.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what we
Gosh.
all keep telling
Sure.
ourselves. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You're right. No, Charlotte and I are exactly the same age. He was also an 88 matric. And so I know because he was at NMMU or UPE with me, but he was doing a radio uppie at the time. But we're going to have him on
Yes.
Saturday night. So we've got a whole lot of... And we're going to have to pick up a whole lot of dirt on Charlotte, let me tell you. Because we owe him.
We owe him big.
Yeah, we owe him for that stuff. All right, so now where were we? We were in Japan. You were in
Yes.
the Middle East, and then you had a stint in Japan, which is the most weird. I would never think of going to Japan for gigs.
Yes, it was actually such a mind-blowing experience. It's everything that you know about life, people, the universe, how things work. You go over there and everything is the exact opposite. Nobody speaks any English except for in the hotel where you work. You see the most weird and wonderful and amazing people on the streets. It's just such a culture shock when you get there. It's massive. I'll never forget when we arrived there. I thought, okay, fine, we need to do what we usually do, Gareth and I, when we get to another country, and you get a little SIM card so that you get a local one, so that you can just use your cell phone, because of course that was before the whole WhatsApp thing happened.
Yes.
This was a while back. And we spent an entire day walking up and down, looking for a SIM card, only to be told that those haven't been used here for years. You buy a phone with a chip inside it. And so they were years and years and years ahead. And the other thing that we also, walked around, because a funny story, when we were headed over there, the airline lost my luggage. And we needed to start performing the very next night. And I think I had one outfit with me only. And I thought there's no chance that I can work in this outfit for how many nights in a row till my luggage comes. And I spent an entire day walking up and down the streets of Nagoya, which is the city that we worked in, crying because none of the shops had anything big enough for me to wear, because everyone in Japan is this small. And it was just absolute craziness. And then finally, when my luggage did come back, because it went to Islamabad, apparently.
Oh, God.
Well, luckily the luggage did and I didn't. And then
Okay,
finally
yes,
it arrived about 3 days later. But it was 3 days of a lot of creativity with scarves and
really?
accessories
Draping
and
stuff.
draping stuff. And
What the hell?
yeah.
What the hell is this about? It says here, tell
Tell
them about
them,
your Japanese gum
Oh.
trainer.
Oh, he means gym trainer. Hi, Emil. That's
Oh,
my
gym,
baby brother.
gym trainer. Oh.
Oh,
I was like,
gosh.
what? Who's praat met your gum
Yeah.
trainer?
No, so this was the only time in my life when I actually had was on the whole gym thing, because yet again, you're not a parent, you're kind of only working nights, you got all this time, so you spend your off time in the gym. So there I was, and there was a local gentleman who worked in the Hilton's gym where we were staying.
Okay.
And he decided to take pity on me because I was there sort of every couple of days trying to figure out how everything works. And eventually he just came to me, couldn't really speak any English, and he just said, come help, I help. So then he started sort of working with me and training me. And this is so un-PC, but he looked exactly like Jackie Chan at the time. So of course we dubbed him Jappy Chan.
Right.
Yeah, and Jappy Chan was a real taskmaster. He was about 5 feet tall, but he really
sort you out one time.
big time. Yes.
Oh my soul!
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you had and you worked there. Did you play there as well? Then you played.
Yes.
tell us
Yes.
here.
So it was a 7-day-a-week thing again.
Jeez,
It was it was with Gareth as a duo, jazz, a sort of background duo in the hotel lobby. Actually, it was a lobby gig, and this was the weirdest thing, because some of the weirdest gigs I've ever had were these ones in Japan, because first of all, people wear anything there and it's totally fine. So you'd have somebody come in dressed like an anime character, sitting and ordering Earl Grey tea, watching you for 4 hours like they're watching TV, just like sitting. And the best part is people over there sleep. It's wonderful. They just sleep anywhere. So you'd be on the train and somebody would just come in and get on from their stop and just fall asleep and know exactly when to wake up when it's their stop. And they did this in the gigs as well. So you'd be sitting and watching. So you'd have like a four-hour gig, 4 sets, after a while, you're kind of watching the audience every night as much as they're watching you, because you're just on autopilot, and you're watching them for your entertainment. So that's your fun and games. And they'd come in and find, because they had these deep sort of soft chairs, and come in and order their tea and eat the cake buffet, which is a huge thing there as well.
Oh, lovely. Cake buffet. That sounds nice.
Yeah. And then they would sit and just fall asleep, like halfway through your first set.
Sugar rush. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And they would sit and sleep in the chair. And this would be like about half of the audience, actually. And you'd sit there and go, okay. And then they'd perk up again sort of by the third set. And then they watch again, and it was so amazing, just sleeping. I thought, how wonderful wouldn't that be if we could do that here? You just go to a restaurant and you're like into the vibe. Let's just have a chill, like sort of a nap, and then
a nap restaurant. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's something out there. Maybe that's a new idea. Okay.
And they nap and they nap through the earthquakes as well, and what it was. That's of course something that happens there all the time. So
okay.
Our friends who work in the Sky Bar up on sort of the 19th floor. When there's an earthquake, they just kind of keep playing because nobody notices. Everyone just carries on. They hold their drink so it doesn't spill. They take a sip and then just carry on. Yeah.
So exactly. Just the earth's moving around you.
Yes.
But I mean that's fascinating for me to go into a completely different culture And then, and so they're into those guys are into jazz. I mean, the Japanese guys are. I mean, the Japanese music that they listen to there is like it's a wide range. I mean, they've got everything in there.
Super wide, and of course, they've got so much, so many different genres, and they're so way ahead with so much stuff culturally. I mean, it's a huge
the metal
jazz
stuff is huge there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Metalheads, like I don't know, and then jazz.
Exactly.
You're right.
And
I mean, the thing of bands like Cassiopeia and those guys are absolutely incredible. I mean, they're phenomenal musos as well. So, so playing there must have been a hell of a different thing for someone from South Africa coming in there and doing it.
It is, absolutely. And of course, the best part about working in a hotel like that is that you used to see celebrities all the time. And I'll never forget this one night we were sitting and playing, and I was singing and playing Time After Time from Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, time after time.
Yes, a nice sort of loungy standard rendition of it. When in walks Tommy Lee from Motley Crue.
From Motley Crue.
And starts singing along. Yeah, and starts singing along. Yes.
Oh, my word.
So it's just those sort of surreal little moments where you go, okay, that just happened, and then off you go.
And then you were playing piano and then thinking about him and Pamela Anderson.
Trying not to. Trying not to. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, classic. And so, I mean, so Japan stint ends, and that's about 2008 or so. You came back here?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And
that's when you started your stuff. You wrote a book.
Yeah.
You wrote your book.
No, the book only happened about 2 years ago. The book was.
So that was recent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when I came back
so we're not going
no, I'm not going chronologically, but
chronological order.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So to condense everything between the book and Japan, I started a production company with Gareth called TwoTone Music, which is still going
strong.
Still going strong, and of course doing a lot of different stuff as all creatives are doing at the moment because of lockdown. You can't. Yeah, that's an old one from a reggae show that we did several years ago. And I think you have to adapt. That's one with my students from the university from a few
you were
years
teaching
back.
there a bit as well, eh? Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I taught there for 5 years, and so it's been busy. It's been quite a bit of stuff, and then, like you said, the book happened in 2018, early 2018, and people always ask me, is it a book about music or is it an academic book or whatever? And it's actually not. It's
Time for a song.
It is a suspense novel. Which is based on sort of the time that I spent in the Middle East working as a hotel musician. So there's a lot of sort of inside stuff and what goes on behind the scenes, but a completely fictional sort of suspense storyline, but with a lot of actual people in it, and yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So that's it.
I see Julia Gold. That's Ulagh is actually Julia, isn't it? If you go to Finland or somewhere.
Yes, everyone's always asking me, is Julia Gold me? And yes, it is. If I had stayed in that career, and it was a sort of a parallel universe, and I continued doing that for a living, that would have been me. Yes, yeah.
And I mean, anything. There's a lovely photo of you with the book there doing the signing and everything.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a good marketing pick, and it's got a bit of the what is that? Is that leopard print jacket there for a bit of wild, for a bit of the wild in there as well.
Oh dear, yeah, the famed leopard print. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. And so, but I mean that book, did it reflect some of the fears that you had in the Middle East and that whole thing? Was there any bad there? Was there a sense that there's possibly like if you wouldn't have stayed there longer?
No, in a weird way, people are always asking, did you ever feel unsafe, or was it ever a scary place to stay? And I always used to say, not at all. It's one of the places where I felt the safest. Obviously, culturally, it's so different, but I love immersing myself in different cultures. And I think when you're in a different country and you respect the local culture and you can blend in rather than try your best to stand out, which is just stupid, then it'll be great, you know. But I think to get back to your question was really about, did I ever, sorry, just refresh my memory, I'm getting old.
It's just, was there anything that you were worried about? I sense that maybe there was a little bit of not tension, but when you were there, that you put into the book, you know, like in other words, what could have happened, kind of what could have happened in that sort of thing.
Yes, actually, there's a lot, and the book talks a lot about, or is based on a whole thing about the trafficking of young women from Southeast Asia and from Eastern Europe, which was a very real thing over there. You'd read about it in the news all the time about young people, young ladies coming there to work in all kinds of different jobs and then going missing, and you would just sit with a newspaper and see this one's gone AWOL, the employer / sponsor is looking for them. So people would, that was something, And then, of course, in my very first contract over there, I was in a coffee shop. I was the only non-Arabic person in a coffee shop in downtown Abu Dhabi, and on the TV there's Saddam Hussein just being caught. And I thought, what do you do? Do you cheer? Do you just kind of sipping tea like the Kermit thing, like sips tea? So those things were always in the sort of region, but not anything that really affects you on a daily basis. No. Yeah.
Well, I think Gary's got a video here. He's going to play the Viennese celebration video, and you can explain about it just now. Let's have a quick look.
Okay.
I saw Tion there just briefly as well.
Yes, you sort of would have seen half of PE up there on stage there.
Yes, it is amazing. Now, tell us about that. This is an incredible story. I heard this often. Tell people about that gig.
So part of what my company, what TwoTone Music does, is we sort of put together bespoke entertainment for events, etc., and whether it be private events or corporate events. And this was back in 2016 when we were asked to put together an orchestra for a client's 60th birthday party, which was at the boardwalk. And she
an orchestra.
And she wanted a live orchestra to do a Viennese ballroom evening, and she wanted Viennese waltzes to be played. So our two-tone orchestra, which Gareth conducts and has me on the piano, we put that together. But then there was another sort of added bonus in that she owns, this lady owns a 1800 and something Bösendorfer grand piano, which is basically priceless. And she insisted that this piano must be played at the 60th birthday party with this orchestra sort of around it.
Sure.
And I know that there was a lot of logistics involved and insurance people going crazy, and this
Piano's
piano
not a light
was
thing.
yeah, and it's really old and it's really valuable, and it was moved into the venue, and we sort of set up the orchestra around it, and then that night we played all of her favorite Viennese waltzes and some other wonderful classical music for people to dance to, and it was quite a different one. Yeah,
I'm sure it looks absolutely lovely. Gee whiz, man. And I see Gareth doing the orchestra as well. I mean,
yes.
to put that together is amazing for me, because I mean it's enough for me to sit with a 4-piece band trying to get the guys to, to do something. Never mind 20, 30 people is just insane, absolutely insane. And I believe the following week you played again just after that as well. There's actually another little video I think that Gary has got as well. I don't know if he wants to bring it up now.
Yes.
Let's have a look at the roof. Oh, lovely. That was that. Was that at Victoria Park, or where was that?
Yes, that was a gig back in 2016, and it called Divas in Spring, which TwoTone produced and put the TwoTone Orchestra together. And we backed Judith Sepuma and Lyra for that. And another yes, and it was such an amazing gig. I remember the two artists flew in the week before for a few hours, and we had our rehearsal at the Opera House, and they walked in and she went, okay, so we're going to probably be here all day, and it was probably one of the best compliments we'd ever had, because we just literally started each song and we played the whole thing through, or just did the songs and said, okay, fine, take me back to the airport, it's cool, next time I'll see you is on stage. So so it's really great. That was an amazing concert.
That sounded very, very tight there, and G was an absolute pat on the back to do such a high profile gig like that, you know, and get it right. I mean, that looked fantastic. And,
I think those are the ones you always love. But now, of course, like as you know, we're wondering when those kind of gigs are ever going to happen again.
I know. That's pre-COVID. Yeah, that was, and I know it's going to come back. It's going to come back super strong. I'm sure. My theory is that everybody wants to get out there, and I don't know if the guys online, you can put in the comments if you feel the same. But whenever I do even the smallest gig now with this distancing and the whole thing, they just want to go. They're like racehorses, raring to go, but they can't do it yet, you know. But you can feel the energies there. So I think we're going to be back in black. We're going to be doing a pile of gigs next year for sure. Absolutely.
I certainly hope so.
And now we come back towards the end of the evening. We always look at our funny moments and our best gigs, our proudest moments, most embarrassing moments, and our cuckest gigs. And you know, you said I must remind you. you said I must remind you about Hogsback. Tell me about Hogsback.
Okay. So a few years back, I think I think Myla, my daughter, was still a baby. I don't think she was even a year old yet, and she's 7 now. So our band was booked to play at a festival in Hogsback, which is one of my absolute favorite places. And I know all musos and artists and poets and writers love that place. So we were super excited to be invited to this festival and perform there. And we were told, we've set you up. We've booked out an entire house for your band and for all of you. And I said, bring your parents, bring the baby. Don't worry about it. We got lots of rooms. It's a nice big house. Let's make a weekend of it, And off we went. And the organizers didn't tell us that the house that they'd availed to us was in fact in Cathcart. In Cathcart, which is quite a distance outside of Hogsback, and we needed to go sort of in the dead of night, in the absolute darkness, and it was in the dead of winter as well. Through these sort of dongas and dirt roads through the mountains kind of thing. It was insane. It took us about an hour and a half to get from the gig venue back to our accommodation. And then I'll never forget it as long as I live, because we had this little Bantam bakkie which had all the gear in it. And of course, now you're
back up now at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. Yes.
So now you're trying to drive at 2 kilometers per hour, because every bump and every pothole, the potholes are the size of the bakkie. So now you're trying to to kind of not destroy your gear forever with every bump. And our bass player for that particular gig, he just kind of gave this one look, and he said, because we were still supposed to have another gig the next day as well. And he said, nah, I'm not doing this. And he got in his car and he drove back to PE.
no bass the next day.
No, we did a bit of an acoustic jazz set instead.
There we go.
But it was just it was one of those, as I'm sure you can also relate. You sometimes have these amazing gigs at really fancy venues, and then the organizer or the event organizer says, "Well, booked you in, it's fine." So you get to the venue and you're supposed to stay at the same venue. And then, sorry, more guests joined the wedding party. We've booked you down the road somewhere else. And then some of these places where you end up are just quite spectacular.
Flea infested,
flea infested with dodgy characters hanging about, and it's crazy.
No. We've so been there, and I was saying it's so nice to speak to someone who's been gigging, because you just know the story. It's like at the end of the night, and you get to the guy who's organized your accommodation and your breakfast the next morning, and he's so drunk. Sorry. Do you know where we sleep in? We're in sleeping in last night. And you're like, I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
I know. Now the worst was, and no names mentioned. The worst was a gig that was booked some years ago by another band member who shall remain anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yes. Who said, no, we booked in. We're going to stay at this game lodge. It's great. Everything's sorted. And after the gig. Yes, and afterwards we saw that there was in fact nowhere to stay. So none of us were keen on driving back, because it was quite a distance, and it was quite late at night and whatever. So what the lodge sort of management did was they put a whole lot of mattresses in like this sort of almost like an attic type thing, bar, like barn sort of thing.
Yes, okay.
Put all these mattresses. Oh wait, okay, we're cool. We're chill. We'll, we've slept in lots of different places for gigs. We're not full of nonsense. Bring it on. And when we got there, what unbeknownst to us, it was the game ranger's room. And he didn't know about it, and he'd been out, wherever, drinking somewhere. So when he came back at about 3 a.m. and switched the lights on, his entire floor was covered in band members trying to sleep, and all sort of drug paraphernalia laying around that he'd left there. So when we got to this room, we thought, okay, it's like a Stephen King movie, but okay. And the worst of it was that, and the worst of it was that the person who booked us in there, or the person who then sorted out the alternative accommodation, decided to drive home to PE anyway, so he didn't stay there.
Oh, I'm not going to stay there, but you guys can. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. No, it's always those ones. It's always, I always say, it's always the gigs that you do for free where they treat you the worst.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
You know, where they beg you, they're like, please, we need to charity and
Yeah.
And then you say, all right, we'll do it, and then bang, bro, you're in for a set, and then all your PA system falls over, and somebody spills their brandy and coke on your mixing equipment, and your PA system blows up, and your lights fall over.
And you never get dinner because they always say, we'll give you dinner after the guests have eaten, so we'll wait.
Yeah.
And then after the last set, not only has all the food gone, but the catering staff and the kitchen people are gone home, so there is no food.
No food.
So,
nothing. Yeah. Yes, because you're playing the whole night, so they're playing, they're partying, and they're partying. Yes, the girls are great. The food that we were. Oh no! Let me just check for you.
Yeah.
They've all gone home.
and they always, when you ask for your dinner, they're always looking at you like you're asking them to do something very untoward to them. Some of these people, you know.
What do you mean? What do you mean dinner? What are you talking about?
What do you mean you guys need to eat and drink something? You've only been here since 8 a.m. and it's 11 p.m. now.
You're setting up. Yeah. Oh my soul. And, I mean, proudest moments.
Proudest moment, probably every time my daughter does something amazing, which is pretty much all the time. She's actually got a much busier gigging life than I do at the moment.
Oh, really?
She's doing sort of commercials.
How old is your daughter?
And singing. 7.
Oh, 7 commercials
so
already.
Yeah, she's done 2. She's done one for UNICEF and one for World Health Organization, and she sings and she sings and plays the piano, and she reads and writes and creates. So she's a handful. Yeah, she's a handful. But I suppose that's what I'm most proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, your kids are something else. When you see those genes in action, you think to yourself, how the hell could I produce something like that?
How indeed. Yes.
I know. And any embarrassing moments? Anything that strikes you?
Too many to count, but you know what? When you also get to a certain decade in your life, when you get to a certain age, you don't care.
No, you don't. I don't anymore. So
it's so wonderful because my daughter was asking me the same thing the other day. So like, Mom, are you really going to wear that when you pick me up from school? Like, aren't you shy? Or aren't you shy?
Oh my God, no.
And I'm like, nope. So I can't really recall a particular most embarrassing moment. I think there's been so many, and as a performing artist, you pretty much have them all the time on stage in front of lots of people. So you become immune to it, and you don't even.
Oh, there's your daughter did a show with Cedric at Remo's.
Oh, Cedric.
At Remo's.
Cedric called her up to. Yes. That was last year. No, Cedric called her up because when she attended our rehearsal, she always used to pipe in and sing along to this one song. And that's when that happened. And
so you did a show with Cedric there as well?
Yes. We did that. Yeah, and we're really hoping
Cedric's
to
amazing.
do some again. Cedric is one of those chameleons that you can't actually believe all of those people exist in one, much like yourself, really, in one physical body. So I'm seriously hoping that we get to work together again soon as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, and Cedric I've worked with a lot of times as well. It's been absolutely awesome, and he's just got, like you said, he's got so many facets. He's got so
Yeah.
many different talents that he can use.
Yes.
And he's also my age as well, Cedric. You know, I don't know if because he looks quite good still, so I've still got hope. It's always gives me a little bit of hope. It's always fit, you know what I mean? Oh my word!
Yeah.
But Ulagh, it's fantastic. I don't know. I don't know if Gary's got another a video. I think he's got another video for us as well.
I'm not
Gary, if you've got it
sure.
there. I don't know.
Above is a summer moon. Children will be sleeping soon. The work is all done and so we drink by the fire's glow. The castle bells do not ring. The night birds begin to sing. The stories will all be told and we'll dream. Home talk takes me home. Home talk. Home talk takes me home. Home talk. Home talk takes me home. Home talk. Home talk takes me home. Home talk.
All right. A
Yeah.
lot of guys there from NMU guys in there as well.
Yes, loads of my students, which we always put into the band, and then that's basically what we do for corporate events and parties, and we love doing the
Yeah,
South
okay.
African parties, and that's sort of what the
Yes.
vibe is. Yeah,
Brilliant stuff. I've heard the band is absolutely awesome. Always like so tight. You guys are always got a tight vibe, and I love the
Thank you.
brass. I always love the brass
Yeah,
and the jazzy
great.
feel.
Yeah, it just gives it
'Cause,
another
you-
energy.
Yeah. So now, if we come to this time of the year, and it's COVID, and it's you've just been given the choir job, the NMU choir. Is that right?
Yes, in fact, about a week before lockdown was announced, I was appointed as a choir conductor. And as you know, when you don't have a physical choir to conduct, because the world over that wasn't possible, and now again is not possible because of safety concerns. It's really challenging. But we did manage to do some digital performances that we've put out this year, and there's quite a lot of new sort of ideas in the pipeline. And I think everyone, yourself included, when you sort of do one thing as an artist, and this year happens and COVID happens,
Yeah.
everyone has to adapt
Tell me about it.
and do other things and start sharing their art in so many different ways, in ways that they haven't done before. So with the choir, I with the department that I'm working in, which is arts, culture and heritage at the university, we did a lot of sort of multi-genre digital performances across various art forms, just to put that together. But that, as you know, that comes with a lot of challenges, and if you're not used to doing the tech thing and the digital thing, it takes a bit of it's a baptism by fire. So
It is.
it was a bit disappointing not being able to work with an actual choir yet, and just small groups here and there putting sort of isolated performances together. But let's hope for the best for next year and see what we can do.
No, I guarantee we're going to have a rush next year for it. Okay. Oh, Gary's telling me here, he's sending me messages. I'm sure she's got more kaka gigs.
Ooh, loads. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah.
I think
so-
probably a lot of gigs in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, and I know that anyone who has worked there can probably. How's it, Chase? Hey,
Chase, hey, all the way from Hungary.
yes. I can relate to sort of the worst possible is when you're doing a jazz gig and every 5 minutes people come up to you and ask you to play Hotel California. And it just doesn't stop, and they get quite militant about it, and then and then if you can't do that one, then they come back and they say, okay, do Mariah Carey. or Celine Dion. And this isn't this. These are huge in the Middle East. This is all they want to hear. So I think the worst is when you're having to sit and do a gig and you know that that entire venue is totally not getting what it is that you're playing. Yeah, I think that's really the worst.
There was what I was just remembering. There was something about the a gig where you weren't allowed to with Middle Eastern people. They were brought out here.
Yes,
And
that was a really
was that
fancy
story?
gig. Very fancy gig at the start of last year.
And I just
And
love this
it
story
was-
because this is like so typical. This is so typical of a gig that's done by an events person, and they have booked you
Yes.
and
Yes.
go.
Okay, so we've got our whole band, like about half the size of the one that you just saw in the video. So there's about six
Yes.
or so of us. And we're supposed to be playing for this super ultra VIP group of Middle Eastern businessmen under the stars in a huge area out in the open. And we're supposed to be performing for them, and there's only about 50 of them, well, no, about 30 of them at these tables, and it's extremely fancy. It's like a Buckingham Palace under the stars on the grass
Alright.
kind of thing.
Jeez, like, okay. So spending a bit of money on them.
Yes, most if. And the band had this little holding area not too far from where we were supposed to play indoors, which was little more than a sort of a corridor that was closed off with a table and some plastic chairs. Now that's fine because that's sort of standard
fine.
backstage
Standard band.
vibes.
No.
Yeah, standard band
Absolutely.
backstage vibes wherever you are. And then we were just told, don't go anywhere, don't leave this area because the guest mustn't see you, you mustn't talk to them.
You're not allowed to go near them.
No, so if you need to go to the bathroom, you kind of got to peek outside and see,
No,
okay, is the coast clear? Go. And then they had these incredible dishes, sort of like a 7-course palatial sort of dinner brought. And then in comes the band's chicken wraps in paper and newsprint kind of vibe, you know.
They're eating this like, it's like the prince and the paupers, you know. Oh, my soul.
But I must also say that for every one of those gigs, there's also one where people just treat you like royalty. And I must just say, one of those venues is actually the Royal St Andrews in Port Alfred, where we've done quite a few New Year's gigs there. And I must say, sometimes you're just lucky to find a place where people treat you like you're a guest, and they truly make it such a joy for you to go there and perform.
Leonie say she can so relate to the shawarma vibe.
Yep.
But it's so true. And I'd say like 90% of the gigs are usually that people really they embrace you.
Wonderful.
And that's what you want, you know. You just want to be part of the party, and then you give everything of yourself. If you've been shoved in the side and you're not allowed to look at the guests, don't think. Then there's already a barrier between you and them. That's not going to be healthy, you know.
Because you often want to ask the person, what do you think I'm going to do to the guests or with the guests?
Yes.
I just want to walk past them and go to the bathroom.
Unclean.
Yeah, exactly.
Sanitize. No, my soul. But so I mean, NMMU choir for next year as well. We're gonna do it, and I don't know if you've got any plans for next year at all, or is it just all on hold for now?
You know, I've got quite a few things that I'd love to do with the choir and you know, in general musically, but you know, it's been such a rough year. A lot of people have been through tremendous losses and really difficult times, and it's just something that you've got nothing to compare this to. and how everyone's going to come back from it. So one is almost scared to sort of say, oh, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that, I want to release an album, or I want to do 20 shows. I think for now I'm just kind of taking 1 week or even 1 day at a time, and just getting out the other side, hopefully. And I take my hat off to people who've actually managed to create new material and put out material during this time, because for the majority of us, I think when you're trying to stay alive, when you're worried about your family, your friends, when your work is affected, there's precious little space left over for creativity or to come up with something, you know. So
you need to be in a relaxed place, Sam.
Yeah, and you need to be in a state of mind to want to actually create something, and it's not always possible when it has to move right to the very back burner, you know. Yeah. So I'm really seriously hoping that we can all come back from this.
We will, and you will absolutely. For someone with such an entrepreneurial spirit and someone who's accomplished so much in over this time, it's amazing. You've got my respect totally. With what you've pulled together, and always so organized, and so, you know, everything is just so well planned and done, you know. Really kudos to you and to TwoTone and Gareth and your little one. Best of luck as well. Sounds like she's going to be keeping you alive over this time.
Yes, absolutely. You know? And it's almost school holidays again too. Yay!
Oh, my word. She's going to be on top of you all the time. All the time at home. Oh, man. But Jula, what an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for your time. And we're going to send you a Fitchin Leeds thing as well to have with your gin as well.
Great.
For your
Thanks
troubles.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Me. Thanks.
It's a pleasure.
So
it's a pleasure.
Great.
It's been fun.
Thanks.
Okay. Ciao, Ulagh. All right, that's Ulagh Williams. Amazing. What I mean, we haven't had a bad guest on this show yet, you know. It's been wonderful. We got the time of the competition now. So get ready on your keyboards. Get ready, because the time is now. I want the name of the song and the name of the artist in one comment. I'm going to switch to the drum cam right now. Let's have a look. Let's do this. In the comment. Okay, we need to go to on the item. We need to switch it to number 1 there. No, not to number 1, to number 3. Yes, there we go. That's good. That's good. We got my technical team is all over the place tonight. There we go. All right, that's press cut to that. Cut at the bottom. Yes, at the bottom. There we go. Cut. No, she's not pushing the right button there. There we go. There we go. There we go. We got the drum cam. Okay, there's the drum cam. Oh, there it is. Where are we going? Oh, hell's bells. Where am I? There am I. All right, now we got it. Now we got it. The technical team tonight. Philippa's pushing buttons all over the place. All right, let's hit it. Name of the song and the artist in the comments. Have we got a winner? Have we got a winner? Let's switch the camera. 4 and key me in. All right, here we go. That's it. I mean, we have a winner. Emil Gussen, you are the winner. Take on me by Aha. That's right. All right. Oh, we got a bit of focus here. All right, focus. Focus. All right. Make sure you see me. See Gino Spot on Saturday. We have Charles Leslie coming in on Saturday. It's going to be great fun. Thank you to Spa. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds. And thank you to Amelia. All right. Spa. Fitch and Leeds. All right. See you on Saturday. Charles Leslie. All right. Thank you to Ulagh Williams. Thank you to Ulagh for coming on. She's been absolutely fantastic. See you on Saturday. No!
You have to face that scheming. Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.